Hi y'all, Dan here. Thanks for joining me.
Hey y'all, thanks for joining me. Well, it's raining outside and today I'm going to do something really different. Something that if I can do this, then I know that anybody else can, because it's something I typically don't do. I'm going to cook. And I'm going to cook some trail meals that sound really good to me. I've never done it before, so this is bringing you along with me for the first time to try something like this. But I'm doing it really for three reasons. One is for the weight, that I can get my food weight down a lot more than what I would get from buying hiking meals and backpack meals from the store. The second thing is quality. I think that what we have here and what we buy and what we're going to eat every day is much higher quality than what we would get from these trail meals. And then the third thing is cost. As we show you this, I'll break down the cost for you, but for what I can do, these meals, it would cost me to get 10 of the trail meals, and I can do much more than that by buying it from this grocery store and making our own. I do want to thank a couple of people, because there were two people that were the most influential and encouraging me just by watching their videos that I think I can do this. The first person is I Am a Survivor and Thriver. That's her YouTube channel, and recommend you to go there. I'll put a link in the description below. But I Am a Survivor and Thriver, she was showing some of the things that she does, and then she talked about Babblefish 5, his YouTube channel. I believe it's Hungry Hammock Hanger. And he is a chef and does all kinds of really neat stuff. So come along with me and let's look and see what I'm going to do today. I'm going to make a tuna casserole. This recipe was in Babblefish 5's video on making this tuna casserole. Let me show you what goes in it. First is 2 cans of tuna in water, and then there's a diced onion and peas, and then mushrooms. No yolk pasta. It's very important that you don't have pasta with yolks in it, because it'll go rancid much faster. This will store much longer. Be some olive oil in there, some low sodium chicken broth. It's fat free. Then there'll be skim milk. We'll have some flour and salt, and then I have here some sharp cheddar cheese. Again, this is a very low-fat cheddar cheese. He also recommended a low-fat Parmesan cheese. I couldn't find it. So all of that goes into a casserole dish and goes in the oven, and we cook it. And then after we've cooked it, we then dehydrate it, and I'll show you my dehydrator and vacuum sealer, and yeah, we'll make this meal together. So let's get started. Well, you'll see I've already modified this a little bit. He calls for a 1 medium size onion. I think this would probably qualify for a small onion, because I'm not a big onion fan, but I'm going to try to follow his instructions here. But you know, I hate chopping onions. Okay, I've added 2 tablespoons of olive oil so that I can saute the onions about 5 minutes and add a little bit of salt in there as well. He says a tablespoon of salt. We're going to add our diced tomato into 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Saute that for about 5 minutes till they become translucent. We'll stir this up. Like I said, I'm not a cook, so I will tend to keep stirring. It says on high heat. Add a teaspoon of salt and 2 tablespoons of flour. There's 2. Add 1 cup of skim milk and stir it well. And add 1 3/4 cups of chicken broth. I'm going to let this simmer for about 3 minutes. Okay, this has been simmering for about 3 minutes, and now I'm going to add the tuna. This is 2 5-ounce cans of tuna. He called for 2 6-ounce cans. I didn't find 2 6-ounce cans, so I think this is probably good enough. So I'll let this be stirred in here well, and let that simmer for about 3 minutes or so. While all that's simmering, I'm going to sit here and shred this block of cheese. Another one of my modifications. He called for 6 ounces of low-fat Parmesan and 6 ounces of low-fat cheddar. I couldn't find the Parmesan cheese, so what I opted for was to get a sharp cheddar, low-fat, sharp cheddar, and I will use 12 ounces of this cheese. Well, now that we have our noodles in our casserole pan, and we have our grated cheese, and we have our mix here, we're going to pour this over the noodles, put the cheese on top of it, and then put it in the oven to bake it at 375 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. tuna casserole after it is baked for 25 minutes. So I'm going to let that cool down. I'll portion it out and put it on the dehydrator. We're going to get started on taking our casserole and putting it in the dehydrator. So we will set this to 160 degrees and for about 10 hours. This is a GastroRag dehydrator. It cost me about $64, I think, from Amazon. I've used it to dehydrate some fruit, and I dehydrated some bean soup that Connie made. But that's really all I've done with it. We're just walking through this path together. The way this works is that there are trays, and I'm going to take and pull the top trays off and set them to the side. And then this bottom tray sits up, and it just sits on the dehydrator like this. It doesn't snap in, it just sets in loosely. And then we're going to take and put serving sizes on here as thin as I can get them. Thinness is important to be able to dehydrate well. He said this recipe makes 6 to 8 meals. The way I'm looking at it, that's about a meal portion that I would think. So I'm guessing it actually makes more like 9 meals. Okay, I've got 4 of these trays loaded up with this tuna casserole, and you try to spread them out as evenly and thinly as you can. And then in addition to the first 4 trays, what I also did is I boiled some macaroni, and I'm gonna make some macaroni and cheese dinners as well. So we set this to 160 degrees for 10 hours. Okay. So after 10 hours, the tuna casserole is like this. And what we do is we take a bag and fill it up with about a meal's portion. You can see it's crumbly.
about 1/3 of the tray. And then once we have what we need in here, we simply come over to the vacuum sealer. This is a clamshell vacuum sealer. We take the bag, we lay it in here, and we make sure that there's nothing in the way of where it will seal. We'll close it down and hit vacuum seal. It automatically seals it, and when the light goes off, you open up the sides, and there is 1 meal of tuna casserole. Now to rehydrate this, open the bag, put it in the pot, fill with water just over the top of the meal, and let it set for about 10 minutes. Bring it to a boil for about 5 minutes. After that, take it off the stove and put it in the cozy and let it set for about 20 minutes, and mixing it up, and then it's ready to eat. Well, it's been a full day. Let me show you what we got. We have 2 macaroni and cheese dinners. I always like to label them and put a date on them so I know what's there. And then here is 2 tuna casserole meals. Here's 2 more, and these are singles. So 2, 4, 6, 7 tuna casseroles, 2 macaroni and cheese, 9 meals. I think it's been a good day's work. So thanks for walking with me as I do this experiment today. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. So anyway, as I sign off, stay safe, stay healthy, stay on the path. God bless you.